She don't have no shoes or clothes on. Let's pause right quick. Yeah. So I wanted to start this vlog by saying, hey, my name is Avery. I'm a coder, and this video is all about NBCOT. Unfortunately, something happened to me this morning, so let's resume back to it so you can understand. Basically, I was trying to help a homeless woman, and it ended up turning out to be something completely different. No. She's walking around with no shirt on, her breasts out. No, I'm about to see if she wants my shirt, my clothes. I don't have any shoes for her. Can I go this way? Oh, no, it's a wrong way. Oh my gosh. Trying to help someone, about to get in a dang on wreck going the wrong way. I can't. I'm about to see if she want my jacket. Oh, she has no shoes. She just got wet socks on. It's raining. Where did she go? Where did she go? There's no way she walked that fast. Where did she go? Where did she go? Am I crazy? Like, did I not see someone? I'm sorry, y'all. Happy Saturday. Let me. Where did she go? I saw her walking like right here. Maybe she went down here, like through the woods. Maybe. How did she walk that fast? I just drove by. Please. There she go. Is that she or he? Let me make sure my door is locked. Hey, sweetheart. Excuse me. I don't think they want to listen. Oh, wait, y'all. She prostitute. Oh, shit. She's shaking her breast in front of somebody. Okay. Abort. Oh. 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 That is so awkward. I don't this. Oh my god. Should I have like given her money? Just so she didn't have to do that? Okay, 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 focus. Okay, yeah. So, we had a car date last night, and it smelled like what we had. So I'm gonna spray this a little bit. It smells so good, by the way. I'm really a little traumatized. I just wish people don't have to do that. Like, I don't know. Like, I don't know. I don't want to. I don't know. I don't know. But today's vlog, I'm going to Target, but we're also going to talk about NBCOT while we are in Target shopping, because I need a couple of things and possibly even at Sam's. We'll talk. Probably not at Sam's because I get so stressed out with those big carts and everybody don't know how to say excuse me. It stresses me out to the freaking max. So I might not do Target, but I mean Sam's, but I will do that Target. So anyways, I end up buying the piece. My mind, the missing piece OT, past DOT, NBCOT, AOTA, the purple book, and the only thing I did not buy that I heard a lot about was Therapy Ed, I think it's called, or Therapedia or something like that. I did not buy that resources because basically each week I realized like, okay, we just need to get down. Like I had anxiety. Like I felt like there's no way I could not pass my first time if I have all of them. But really, it's based on your study technique and how you understand the material. It's not memorizing. And OT Mary was saying all the time in her videos, she'd be like, it's all about the conceptual idea of the material. And I'm like, what does that mean? Like that's not. My mind is like blown right now that I just saw that. I'm sorry. Wow. Um conceptual idea. And so now it makes sense when I study. Like I didn't study the material to memorize it. I studied the material to have like a broad idea of each thing, if that makes sense. So in Target, I'm going to talk about how each resource is kind of maybe helpful to depend on your. I might need a break. Depend on your study, your study, um, your study technique. There we go. Like if you're kinesthetic, visual learner, do you like diagrams, do you like auditory and stuff like that? So yeah, I'm just honestly going to take a minute. I catch y'all at Target because my mind is really, I don't know. I don't know. I really feel like maybe I should go back and give her some money so she don't have to do that, or maybe some food. But I don't. I'll talk to y'all when I get at Target.
Okay, I hope you guys can hear me. So the first thing I want to get on my list are some pens. But the first thing I want to talk about is AOTA. So AOTA is definitely more of a platform for if you need a visual like guide. So they have a bar on there that shows like your progression rate along with a whole study plan that's laid out. For instance, like day one, you do this, this, and this. Day two, you do this. You need to study this many material. So if you feel like that is something that you would need, I would definitely like recommend AOTA because it also shows you like how many days you have to do, like how many days you need to, how much material you need to study for like that week span. For instance, let's say my test is in August. Let's say it's like 40 days until August, right? It will let me know, like, hey, up until your test date, you need to study at least, 10 different materials each day. So I definitely love that about AOTA. I'm looking for like smaller expo markers, but I hate the ones that's like kind of fat. I like a small tip, but on AOTA, it is pretty pricey, especially if you're not a member. I think it was like 125, 130 ish, but I really liked it because you can keep the PDFs whenever you get it because it's downloadable. But also, okay, I don't think they have it, so let's go to the next row. Okay, the next thing I need is try to look for an outdoor rug for our patio, but the more things about AOTA. So AOTA also have different games and test quizzes that I really like. I also really love the fact that they had quizzes. I don't know if this is too, I think it's too long. They also had quizzes that were, it's mine, Bookie. I'm sorry. Because Bookie really tried to take my phone, so this plan might be backfiring. But so I love their quizzes and tests because when you do their quizzes and tests, it like let's say the answer was A, but you put B, it will tell you why answer A is right, why the other three answers was wrong, and then it also puts the references of where they got the information from. And majority of the time, the resources or like reference or where they got to answer from is from the adult physical condition book, which is like kind of just like, dang, I guess this is the reason why my teacher told me to read my stuff because I mean it truly comes from there. It tells you like the page and everything. So I definitely like that. The next thing I'm gonna hunt for is Ollipops, and while I'm looking for the Ollipops, we are going to talk about past DOT. Let's normalize supporting small businesses. But anyways, past DOT, we were required to buy past DOT for our program. And to be honest with you, I did not like it. But if you are an auditory learner, this will definitely be the resource for you. They have quizzes, games, Jeopardy, flashcards, I believe, but they have a lot of videos and audios because they do a lot of webinars. So they kind of like record their webinars and then post it with their signs with the PowerPoints. To me, the PowerPoints are lackluster. I need a very detailed PowerPoint. Their PowerPoints are very like title, this, and you kind of go straight forward. But one thing I did like when we was having to do it during school was the fact, like, let's say I'm listening to a webinar, the person might be like, "Hey, Crystal, what would you say are some ways that you would teach a patient who has, poor endurance for taking a shower?" Crystal might say, "Oh, I guess give them a walker, maybe a shower chair," and the person will be like, "Yeah, but what are these things called?" Somebody else might say energy conservation, be like, "Yes." So it was nice, like if you was walking or something, or exercising while listening to it, you can kind of participate in the webinars. But also, I do feel like the questions, on the quizzes and stuff were not similar to NBCOT, like actual tests, but I feel like if you understand the material, you'll be just fine. Now, we did have one girl in our program that actually did use PASOT because she said she didn't want to like repurchase something else. So she used and the girl got pretty high. I think Bookie got like a 560, I think. So it's definitely the materials there. It's definitely how you learn and stuff like that. But if you're an auditory person, I would definitely recommend this. And I do want to also say that the girl, ooh, I might need something right here. Hold on, y'all. Let me sit you right there. Or try to sit you right there. So I do want to say the girl that did mainly use Pastel's tea, she still said that she bought NBC practice exams because once again, my whole program, I think everybody passed besides two on the first try. So we all agreed that NBCOT was definitely one of the things that you need to buy, or at least buy the practice exams for it. But are these good, y'all? I'm gonna try them. These little vegan gummies. Yeah, like I said, she said it was like that. So recap of Pastel T, definitely auditory. They have quizzes, games, webinars, a lot of audio recording, and what else? They also have their stuff very organized too. Like their stuff is organized to a T. Like if you talking about the hand, it's gonna have orthopedics, it's gonna have like interventions and stuff like that underneath it. But it just depends on if you like how they lay out. Because most of the stuff is attached with videos, and then some of it is attached with PowerPoints. But it's pretty cheap too. We got it for a student price of $100. I guess that's a class. So I'm not sure what the full price is, but I'm about to go find some skincare stuff. So let's talk about the purple book while we are in the skincare section.
In they cash getting buried in millions. Niggas with me, bitches think we terrorists. Billions. Snakes cash and lay low like barbarians. Brazilians. Blacks sitting passing to Australians. Ayy, I suppose it's a proposal. Ayy, most these niggas they suppose them. Ayy, put the Rex in the console. Ayy, blowing O's just like Cheerios. Pack sustaining young bitch wanna lay with me. I been in the trenches slanging since a nigga was 3. I been on the road, on the plane, take a pic with me. Bitch, I took a picture, tried to frame it, tried to riddle me. Ayy, paid $1 million, but I didn't touch the key. Ayy, I done tore it up, the shout loving me. Ayy, I done read it up and now she fuck with me. Now she wanna make her baby, now she won't be stuck with me. Dash, bitch, trippin' tryna kick me after sucking niggas' dicks. I can't put no hickey on your.
Okay, so obviously Target wasn't going to work out at all. So I decided to go ahead and come back to the place that I study at all the time. It's called Knowledge Per. In this room I'm in, it's basically like a big office. My office like just a big long table. And I used to love this because right behind me, I don't know if you can tell through like this right here, it's just the road. So I always used to love doing this. I could watch the sunrise because they open up at 6. And I just love it. So yeah. I hopefully have already talked about the purple book when I was trying on those clothes. I'm gonna use that segment to talk about it because it wasn't that much and I really didn't use the purple book that much. But I do want to go ahead and talk about the NBCOT. So I haven't talked about it right. Yeah, I did the PASS LT. I did AOTA. Okay, in the purple book. So, and then my phone's about to die, so I'm gonna really talk really fast. This video has gave me so much issues. I've tried this so many times, and I'm still having issues filming it. So we're going to try to just get through it as quick as possible. But yeah, so NBCOT, I want to say the first thing is when I talked to all of my classmates, everybody either bought the packet or they bought practice exams from the NBCOT. I definitely do feel like the questions are not similar. Like, you won't expect like a question you'll see familiar, but I can feel like the way they ask the questions will be very similar to the test, is what I can say. So, NBCOT offer flashcards, game, a lot of quizzes. Three, when you buy the packet, you get three practice tests. You get one pre-test and one post-test. The pre-test, I cannot remember how many questions it was. I think it was around 100 or maybe 200, but the practice tests are 100 questions and the post-tests are 200 questions. Now, on the practice exam, it scores it just like in the domains that you'll be tested on the NBCOT. And then you also get a score as if it's NBCOT. So one thing I realized is that my score really did reflect what I was getting in my practice exam. I'm not saying it's going to be the same thing for you, but I was getting 460s, 470, 480s in that range. And on my actual NBCOT coded exam, I got a 477. So I definitely feel like it's kind of a good indicator of where or not if you're ready for the boards. Now, I do want to say during this time with the NBCOT, I definitely want to say if you're using these practice exams, post tests, and stuff like that, only use the post test when you are wrapping up your study. When you maybe a week before your exam or maybe 3 days before your exam, take that test and be done. Do not do nothing else. But the post test is definitely more of a longevity. So I love the fact that they gave us a session. Set your timer for that 4 hours and pace yourself and see how you do it, because you're going to have to build the endurance to take this test. As far as what they offer, they have, like I said, flashcards, post game, tests, quizzes, um, and I want to say that's it. But their content is more like in the flashcards. This is when I took it. They recently updated it for the 2025. So I don't know what it looked like now. I think it's around about similar, but they have a lot of flashcards that they use. Two of my classmates I know for sure said they went through all of the flashcards. I think it's total like 500 flashcards, but it also breaks it down in different categories. For instance, it might say, um, Parkinson's on one side, and on the back it says how many different stages and what are they called, and then you have to kind of add more to that. I personally did not like that, but I feel like if you are a flashcard girl and that is what you like, you will understand it, because I know for sure Lauren and Amber got very high scores on their boards as well. I'm not, I think right like at 490s, 480s, fives, I'm not sure. So if your study technique is definitely like you do better with flashcards and games, quick resources, you can go back and look at stuff to kind of figure it out. I think this will be a good resource for you. But at the end of the day, I think everybody needs to get this or at least buy the practice exam, because the practice exam will definitely help you understand how to answer the question. What are they looking for the keywords and realizing what you need to work on. So that is NBCOT. Purple Book, AOTA, NBCOT, Pass OT. Okay, so the missing piece OT. The missing piece OT is by AOT, whose name is Kim, and her backstory is when she took the boards the first time, she failed. When she took it the second time, she got exactly a 450, and she said she never wanted another student to ever feel like this during this time, because it was always a question over her head, like, what if I would have answered one question wrong? I would have had to take it a third time. So she kind of went through a process. I think she was with a different tutoring company, and then she started her own, the Missing Piece OT. And I am here to say I absolutely loved it. If you are a type of person that needs like bullet journaling, not bullets, but like category, you like flow sheets, you like color organizing, you like the reasoning behind stuff, straight to the point, bullet points, categorize. Um, I think this is good for her. Now, I do want to say this is good for you. Sorry. I do want to say that by the time I found the missing piece of Tia, I had already bought everything else. So I did not have enough money to do like her personal 6-week course or class where you do webinars. She break questions down. She look for help you understand the questions and stuff like that. I only had money for the PDF like downloadable packet, which was pretty thick. Like I was able to get a pretty big binder and put all the paper in there. And I highlighted, I redid it, I made what I need to do, flow charts, and also I've compared it a lot with OT Merit, and the notes just went perfectly in the sense of like I have a visual demonstration and I have a word demonstration telling me how to do something. So I definitely love this. I want to say I can't remember because I donated it to my school. I hopefully she didn't mind that, but I donated the packet to my school because my school also during our test would give us practice exams questions. So I kind of want to give that to my teacher because I thought it was a really good source. But let's say we're talking about Parkinson's again. I don't know why that's on my head. She would have the title Parkinson's. She would list different types of Parkinson's. She would list like different ADLs that is within them, interventions, assessments. What else would she do? The reason of like why or adaptive equipment and stuff, like she gave you everything that you would have thought about. And as a coder, I love knowing the assessments and reasons of why a OT gave this certain goal, because it helps me. Like it helps me understand like, okay, they want me to work on this because of this assessment. And I can also use the assessment or like, standardized tests or whatever they use to understand why they use that, if that makes sense. So for instance, I remember we were studying, I was with Charlotte and Angie, and basically we was talking about Parkinson. I was like, I'm not understanding why 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 stages of Parkinson are different. In the Missing PCOT, she has it laid out in like bullet points and kind of like a little flow, like you get it right here, that's it. And I remember Charlotte was like, Avery, look, in each stage, the different amount of assistance is needed for ADLs. So obviously in stage 1, they kind of just, they kind of good. They good. They don't really know they have it. By stage 2, it's starting to be a noticeable. Maybe I need to do setup. Maybe I need to clean up. So it kind of compares with the mod, min, assist, right? By third level, they might need standby. They might need min, depending on how the day is. By fourth, they might need mod or max, like because of this, and this. And by stage 5, they are total or dependent. Like, and that right there helped me understand it. Like when I got to the test, I didn't have to sit here and try to remember how did I remember which stage of Parkinson. I remember by what was going to be practical, the assistance level in ADLs or what we use. So it said stage 4. Okay, 4 mod max, like that's yeah. And I knew when it asked a mod max question, I knew like, okay, what equipment are they gonna need to be turned? They're gonna need skin changing. I need to educate, the caregiver. Like that is what I mean by conceptual idea of what somebody got a Lamborghini. I've never seen that in person, but yeah. So that right there is definitely something that was good. Now, like I said, I only bought the PDF, so I definitely still had to use my NBCOT methods. Oh, one thing I did not mention about NBCOT and AOTA, because I can't remember if PASIOT did it. Those two, and I said it earlier, but I'm gonna say it again. Those two right there will give you references of where they got the answer from. AOTA is the only one, if I recall, would tell you why each answer is wrong and why that one answer was right, along with the references. NBCOT will just have the reference spots at the bottom, and it doesn't tell you why the answer is wrong, but the reference is good enough because you kind of going back once again to the adult physical condition book. But yeah, so hopefully I'm edited this video good enough to like where you understand. So I'm gonna recap real quick. AOTA, if you need a visual tracker, you need like, where do I start? What information do I go? They have it. My phone might about to die. I think it's about to die. Yeah, it's probably about, hold on, y'all. It's on 1%, so I check in with y'all when I get home. I will talk to y'all when I get back to do a summary and then my personal opinion about, my study tips and stuff.
He said he cutting another head before him. Okay, well, he can just come out back into the car. I'll text him in a minute. OT Mirror is my favorite forever. That was definitely good. Anytime to pair with any of the writing things that I had to do. OT Dude is good. OT Exam Prepper is a podcast. I love how he explains stuff in sense of like real world, like movies and stuff, if that makes sense. Like I remember one time Kim had an episode with him, and it was talking about Lord of the Rings, I think. And just so happened Kim never saw it and I never saw it either, but it still made sense of how the information was put because you can categorize it with the character. You know what I mean? So that was good. As far as test tips, go ahead and start doing those long practice tests now during your practice time because that test is long. And I don't remember the lady telling me that I could take a break, but apparently we can take breaks. But honestly, like I just sat there for the whole 4 hours. I think I had 5 minutes left, and it's long. It's long. It's like halfway through that test, I was like, baby, did I even go through OTA school? Because what are y'all asking me? Definitely during this time, go ahead and practice and realize the terms, realize what they're asking, and have an idea of what is your plan if you don't know something. I already decided off the rip. I'm gonna narrow it down to best 2. I'm gonna read the question one more time, and whatever the first came to my head or the first one I looked at, that's what I was going with. I was not going back. Do not go back and change your answers. Do not go back and change your answers. Do not go back and change your answers. I don't care if you fail the first time, second time, third time. Don't go back and change your answer, because it's already too much on your mind trying to keep up with all that. Do not go back and change your answers. Arrived to the testing site early. I had to go to the test site in Charlotte, and they started people coming in to enroll or like start their process at 7:30. My exam was unfortunate at 8 o'clock, and I got there by 7 o'clock. And when I tell you, it was a line. It was a line behind me. Like, I'm not kidding. A lot of people was there for OTA exam, OT. I think some PTs was there too. I'm not sure, but I know it was also some nurses. Dress warm or bring a jacket because it was cold. Have a snack or something before you go, because that test is long. At my testing site, it was a lot of people in one room. We had cubicles, cameras, all that stuff, but some people took a lot of breaks between, and it was annoying the crap out of me. So be mindful of, if you need that extra time or you need to be in a room, please go ahead and do that process of being able to get special accommodations, because you are in a room with everybody. One girl kept sneezing. I'm like, girl, are you cheating or what? Stop sneezing. Ain't nothing in here for you to sneeze. But be mindful of that, because that tore my nerves up. Also, they gave me a like laminated paper with a pen with an expo marker. I don't know if the OT and OTA exam are different. I don't know why they gave me that. But anytime that I felt a doubt that I was failing, I wrote my full name, comma, COTA/L. And I think I maybe wrote it 5 times. By the 5th time, I was like, girl, you got it. You got it. Like, I definitely left thinking I either got a 450 exactly or a 459, because the amount of work that I studied, it did not give I failed, because the content of it was how you study. Like, you just have to realize how they're answering the questions. And I'm not saying that was perfect for me, but I know also if you did not do well, I feel like in the program, you're going to struggle with studying, because everything I studied, I was able to be like, oh yeah, Barry did talk about this in class. I remember, I was able to kind of go back to things and like, recall it. Okay. What else would I say? I studied for 6 weeks. Me and Charlotte made a plan. Some days were test days where we would take practice exams, or we would do the purple book together, or we would meet up and just go over questions and then talk about those questions and what they was asking for. For instance, I remember one question at the purple book was like, a mom just had a baby, it's in NICU, it was talking about reflexes, and then it said, what is the first thing that you should be concerned about when the parents come back, or something like that, to educate them, or something like that, or something where it dealt with like the mom was on drugs, but the baby also was born with drugs, or something like that. And instantly I'm thinking like, oh, you got all these reflexes and stuff, and that was one of the answers, but I was the only one that put that. Everybody else put safety. So you have to realize, like, okay, what would they ask me? And that's when they broke it down to me, like, Avery, that was a safety question, because they said, what is the first thing that you should do? The patient is the NICU, baby. That was my concern. If I know that the parents are still doing drugs, then my first concern is making sure this child is safe and not getting more drugs. I don't know why that was in that purple book asking us about that, but during that, I was able to realize, okay, key terms is words is for this exam for me to understand what are they looking for. Also within our 6 weeks, we had rest days. I am not ashamed of my rest days. I absolutely enjoy my rest day, and I will take a rest day if and when I go back to OT school during my study. I'm going to take that rest day. It was much needed. I also would go to different places to study to kind of get out the house, because all of a sudden I feel like the dishes and the clothes and laundry and all that started talking to me. But I feel like when I got out, I had a mission. Like, I would go to the library, I put on the board what my to-do list was for the day, and I would sit there and stay. And also, I know some of you may or may not create content. It helped me sit on my phone with a time lapse on your phone and leaving your phone there, put on do not disturb, and you can literally see like your progress in one day. You might have been in like 6 hours in like a minute. I truly love that, because I was able to stay off my phone. What else would I say? I'm trying to think what else I would have wanted to know about the boards. Do not discuss your board, like questions or nothing, with your classmate that's on there. That's terms for possibly getting your test terminated. So if your classmate take it before you, don't even ask them, because we signed a paper saying we cannot discuss that information. I'm trying to think what else. I do feel like my test kind of went over a good bit of everything we learned: mental health, ergonomics, wheelchair sizing, peds, adults, geriatric settings, ortho, splints. So it's going to be a lot, but I think you got it. Like, the hardest part was definitely getting the program. The second hardest part was getting through the program. The third hardest part is getting through clinicals for free, and the last part is just wrapping up and celebrating is your board. So definitely enjoy. Oh, I forgot to mention how many hours I studied within the day. It changed, definitely. Some days I wouldn't even realize I'd be studying for 8 hours, because I would go to a coffee shop at 6 o'clock in the morning and I leave at like 2, and I didn't even realize it. But, you know, it definitely depends on your study, you know, style. Like, after a while, I was like, oh, okay, I got this down. I was excited about it, but you don't have to do that long. I know a classmate that said she studied for, I think, 2 months and did 2 hours a day because of her work schedule. She still had to work. Oh, one thing I also want to say is you have to pay your boards up front. I did not know that. I thought they was going to want that $500. When I got to the place, no, baby, you have to pay. You have to pay over online. So that was... I was so mad I had to do that. So definitely save up for your boards, because that made me mad. That made me mad on top about all these other resources. So that concludes this video. I'm going to go ahead and end the vlog right here. And yeah, I feel like I was talking really fast during this portion, but hopefully you got everything that you wanted to know within this video. I think the next thing I want to do is possibly post a video of my last day in the school system as a coder for the first time, and oh my gosh. But thank y'all for watching. Please comment some more videos you want to know about OT. I thought about doing OTA, let me know, because OTs, I don't know how to help y'all with y'all evals and progress notes. I do want to say that I probably will make a video once I figure out about CEUs, what websites use, because that's one thing we didn't talk about much in school, and how to do the renewal process and stuff like that. But other than that, I will catch up with you guys later. Bye.